I've run out of time. We'll see what the investigations reveal. I do thank all of our guests for joining us. With that, it's a wrap on Plain Speak. My colleague Anand is joining you with the right stand.
Namaste, Jai Hind, and welcome to this edition of The Right Stand. In 1699, ladies and gentlemen, Guru Gobind Singh took the right stand for Bharat when he founded the Khalsa Panth. Khalsa are those who are pure, those who are clear, those who are the ones who are going to be the safeguard, the guardians of society or Bharat. He also formed the 5 Ks, that is Kesh, Kada, Kanga, Kirpan and Kacha. These were becoming ordained, and as he brought in why these aspects will be brought into place. He also had the Panj Pyare who went to Kashi Vishwanath to get Diksha. So this entire aspect of the Khalsa Panth in Sikhi or in Sikhism was with the motive of protecting people and also creating a barrier, a resistance. And there are families across castes in the Hindu community who contributed their sons and daughters towards the Khalsa Panth. Vahir, on the other hand, ladies and gentlemen, means those who are unrivaled. So when somebody says Khalsa Vahir, now the seat of the Khalsa Panth is the Akal Takht. Now, when somebody starts a Khalsa Vahir kind of a campaign, it would be on the face of it with the motive of trying to bring back people to Sikhi, bring back pride in the Khalsa way and the Panthic way, and also try and revive the teachings of the Sikh Gurus, which ended with Guru Gobind Singh. But what's happening, ladies and gentlemen, is a cause for concern, and the person who's doing it is also a cause for concern. Because in the garb of trying to bring back pride into Sikhism, to say that those who are pure, those who are clear are the ones who are unrivaled, that's what Khalsa Vahir would mean. And Amritpal Singh Bhinder, beg your pardon, Amritpal Singh is trying to play Bhinderwale too. That means he's trying to push the agenda of Khalistan. The kind of words which are being used in the rallies are a cause for concern. The kind of slogans that are being raised by this man who's come back after spending nearly 10 years in the US. He's gone to Georgia and then he's come back, and what he's trying to do on ground, trying to appropriate Waris Punjab Day of Deep Sidhu. Again, they say Waris Punjab Day. We are the real children or Waris heirs of Punjab is what Waris Punjab Day would mean. But there, what is the slogans that are being raised are Khalistani slogans. That means secessionist slogans, breaking away from India, pushing a narrative that's been fomented by the Pakistanis, by the ISI establishment, by those who want to carve out the India portion of Punjab along with Haryana and Himachal and then call that Khalistan, while totally leaving out the part that continues to be occupied and being ruled in Pakistan. All the Sikh, it was that random line which was drawn across our borders, which ensured that all the Sikh destinations like Nankana Sahib, Kartarpur Sahib lie on the other side. In a land where Sikhs have been culled, they have been totally demolished and wiped out of existence, either converted or culled. They are the ones who are pushing this agenda of breaking India. Why are people like him? That's the concern that's being raised. Let's try and understand this very quickly, ladies and gentlemen. What is the Khalistani threat under the garb of Khalsa? That's why I'm being very careful here. There is nothing wrong in Khalsa. There's nothing wrong in saying that Khalsa Vahir. But the people who are saying it, with what intent are they saying it? They're actually spreading. Amritpal Singh is launching Khalsa Vahir campaign. He launched it in November 2022. He launched it from the Akal Takht. He announced weapon marches as part of the campaign. Then he urged Punjab's youth to join open display of arms, while the sloganeering is leading towards a secessionist bent. He's already recruited more than 3,000 people. He wants those who disrespect Guru Granth Sahib to be killed. So this is again furthering blasphemy, violence, taking law into their hands, and he's turning around and saying, you take my name, put my name in the FIR saying I have done it. That's the level to which the slogans are inflammatory. You are bound by a constitution. There is a law against disrespecting religious sentiment. You're supposed to say, catch those people, put them to the law, and encourage people not to disrespect Guru Granth Sahib. But go ahead and kill them? That's extremist. Again, calls for a Singhu border style protest over prisoners, Khalistani prisoners. Now, this is where the agenda unravels, ladies and gentlemen. And then there is more as far as this person is concerned. This provocation, separatist who's on India's radar. He said Waris Punjab Day is playing the role of an extremist organization. This is what intelligence agencies are very clearly seeing because they're monitoring the speeches, the tone and tenor that's being adopted. Question is, why are they getting a free run in Punjab? Our investigations editor Manoj Gupta getting us these inputs that it's a well-planned movement that is gaining momentum down on ground. Public opinion around Amritpal Singh is divided on ground because not many agree with the tone and tenor of what he's trying to say. Although there are names which are very benign or very pure, talking towards getting back to Sikhism and bringing people who are being perhaps appropriated by this conversion mafia and being weaned away from Sikhi to try and bring them back into Sikhism. But what is the real motive? This Khalistani agenda, this K agenda. Amritpal's speeches could steer youth towards extremism because they are highly incendiary and inflammatory. That's the question that we asked tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go quickly to our guests on this. The call is for Khalsa Wahir. That means pure, clear, unrivaled Khalsa Wahir. But is the intent secessionist? Is there a Khalistani intent to it? Let's go across to our guests who clearly would know and understand far more about Sikhi than I do, and my limited understanding I've tried to share with our viewers at the top of this edition of The Right Stand. RP Singh, Sardar RP Singh of the BJP is with us, Jitendra Ojha, geopolitical expert with us, Ramneek Singh Maan, political analyst, and Parvinder Singh Sethi, also a political analyst with us. Namaste, Jai Hind to everybody. Thank you very, very much for joining us. This is a cause for concern. When you use the Khalsa Panth, you do use a religion, a faith, the bedrock on which it was created. You try and convolute the history and then manufacture narratives which make you feel alienated to your own motherland, to your own country. Sardar RP Singh, how would you respond? And is Amritpal Singh a cause for concern, especially if he's being referred to as Bhindranwale too?
Anand, first let me say this on the very offset that you have well defined the complete subject, and don't say that you don't know about Sikhi. You know much better than many others, including me, about Sikhi. Only thing is that you don't follow the tenets of Sikhism, but otherwise, as far as knowledge goes, there's nothing less. But coming to the subject, now I have to say one thing which will shock everyone here. I was in Hajur Sahib during Hola Mohalla, and I happened to visit the shops outside. There were T-shirts of Deep Sidhu. That time Amritpal was not there in the scene. Amritpal is just 3 months thing. So Deep Sidhu with Bhindranwale's pictures were there, and Khalistan Jindabad T-shirts were being sold. I went and asked one of the shopkeepers that who gave you this T-shirt to sell here, and why? I mean, out of all the ways, all the place, Nanded Sahib. He said, sir, someone came and gave us free and we are selling it. So it's not that 3 month span or 4 month span. This is a complete game plan which is happening. There are agencies, there are a set of people who are working behind it, and then there are people who are marketing the complete subject. I'm sorry using that word, marketing the complete subject, and so well orchestrated that it is gaining ground, it is gaining attention also on the ground, and there's a very thin line between the Khalsa movement or the purification movement, or asking people to have Amrit, have nectar, and Khalistan. It was a very thin line which is happening in between. You rightly said so, but as on face, I mean, they don't talk about Khalistan. I mean, they talk about that we are here to do away with all the wrongs which are there within the Sikhism as per their idea of Sikhism. Again, I mean, I don't adhere to that idea of Sikhism. When they throw the stools or chairs from the Gurdwara for the elderlies who can't sit, who can't squat down in Gurdwara, and then that's being thrown and burnt, and saying that you can't have a chair and stool inside the Gurdwara because the Guru Granth Sahib inside. The subject is Guru Granth Sahib is there to understand as a text, as a spiritual text. We have a tenet to follow, but that doesn't avoid you from taking. Earlier, I remember my mother used to have small gaddi, a small sort of a pillow when she used to go, and then she used to keep where she has to sit because it was difficult for her. Now people have graduated from that pillow to probably a small stool. But that's how, I mean, picking up issues which are general in subject, general in theology, and then trying to spread a message. For example, Christian missionary issue. You can see my pin tweet in April 2021. I started racking up this issue. I said, gradually Punjab is converting Christians, and it's not me. It's the Ankur Chawla, one of the Ankur Nurullah, sorry, one of the pastors who's on record said that we have converted 20% Punjab into Christianity, and I've been ongoingly hitting on it through media, through other means, whatever I can, and have been asking SCPC to act on it. But Amritpal has taken up that issue, and then that is gaining ground also. Nihang Singhs have taken up that issue, that's gaining ground. But yes, that issue catches with the people's idea of Khalistan or Sikhism. It catches with the people's mind.
No, but that is what I'm trying to say. Sardar RP Singh, there is a very clear line. There is a line that has to be drawn between bringing back or reviving pride in Sikhi and bringing back people to the Sikhi way, and to try and equate that with Khalistan. Khalistan and Sikhism cannot be the same, sir. They're not the same. To come back to the Khalsa Panth or to the Khalsa way cannot be equated with Khalistan. That if Amritpal Singh is doing, then he is being very devious.
Yeah. I'll another 2 seconds and then finish. On Bandi Singh also, it's very important. I mean, the breaking up the complete Bandi Singh and asking people to go and do something like Singhu border protest is all because they have to project themselves as the anti-center, because the message which Amritpal is also giving is that it's a center which is not allowing us giving us the freedom of the religion or of our Sikhism. So that's why the Bandi Singh issue, the fact is, let me make it very clear, the fact is Bandi Singh issue is related to the state, and I myself want those Bandi Singhs who have completed their term, people who have completed their term of given by sentence, they should be released. But it is a subject of the state. It's not the center who has to take a call on this. It's the state, whether it's Punjab or Chandigarh as a UT or Rajasthan or Delhi for that regard also. Whoever has to take a call should take a call and then do the needful. If someone has completed that sentence, which was given by the court, you can't hold a person.
Let me open this up. So you are saying that matters are deliberately. No, Sardar RP Singh, you have to yield and you got to let others also speak. So Parvinder Singh Sethi ji, आप क्या कहेंगे? एक तो जो सिक्की की बात कर रहे हैं वो अलग है, लेकिन सिक्की के अंडर देशद्रोह की बात कर रहे हैं, देश को तोड़ने की बात कर रहे हैं, ये क्यों हो रहा है? और ये जो नैरेटिव्स, जिस तरह के भाषण दिए जा रहे हैं, जिस तरह का बर्ताव हो रहा है, दिस इज क्लियरली इंसेंडियरी. इनको खुलेआम, व्हाई आर दे बीइंग गिवन अ फ्री रन इन पंजाब?
देखिए, जो देश की सिक्योरिटी है, पंजाब की सिक्योरिटी है, जो देश को तोड़ने का काम करता है, चाहे वो कोई भी व्यक्ति है, उसको बर्दाश्त नहीं करा जाएगा. उसको कोई भी बर्दाश्त नहीं करेगा, चाहे वो किसी भी पार्टी का व्यक्ति हो. और जो दिल्ली या पंजाब या हिंदुस्तान में रहने वाला सिख है, वो खालिस्तान उसकी फेवर में नहीं है, कोई भी नहीं है। अगर कोई ऐसे लोग इकट्ठा होकर देश का माहौल खराब करते हैं, पंजाब का माहौल खराब करते हैं, उनके ऊपर स्ट्रिक्ट एक्शन लिया जाना चाहिए और लिया भी जा रहा है। चाहे पंजाब की सरकार है, चाहे देश की सरकार है, चाहे इंटेलिजेंस एजेंसियां उनके ऊपर बराबर नजर रख रही हैं। और अगर
लेकिन इनको तो इनकी रैलियां करने दी जा रही हैं, इनको तो तोड़फोड़ पुलिस बंदोबस्त के अंडर ये खुलेआम सड़कों पे नारे लगा रहे हैं पंजाब में, और जो इनके खिलाफ बोल रहा है उनको डराया धमकाया जा रहा है, उनको मार्क किया जा रहा है, उनको टारगेट किया जा रहा है।
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है कि किसी को टारगेट किया जा रहा है। जो देश के खिलाफ पंजाब के अंदर पंजाब का माहौल खराब करेंगे उनको किसी भी हालत में बर्दाश्त नहीं किया जाएगा। ना देश की सरकार बर्दाश्त करेगी, ना पंजाब की सरकार बर्दाश्त करेगी और उनके ऊपर स्ट्रिक्ट एक्शन लिया जाएगा।
नहीं, स्ट्रिक्ट एक्शन लिया नहीं गया अभी तक परविंदर सिंह जी, मैं वो ये कह रहा हूं। और ये जिस तरह के भाषण दे रहे हैं, इनको तो इनके ऊपर तो पहले से ही चार्जेस स्लैप कर देने चाहिए। अगर आप इनके भाषण सुनेंगे, दे आर सो इंसेंडियरी कि वी डिडंट इवन वांट टू प्ले व्हाट ही इज सेइंग एक्चुअली इन पंजाबी। रमनीक मान, इज दिस अ प्रॉब्लम दैट नीड्स टू बी निप्ड इन द बड? ये बंदा, दिस पर्सन, हु इज ही? ये तो यूके में रहने वाला बंदा है, इंडिया में क्या कर रहा है? और जॉर्जिया में जाके किससे मिलके आया बिफोर ही केम टू इंडिया? And how is he been allowed to appropriate what Deep Sidhu was doing? And we all know what Deep Sidhu's lining this one was. Because that video is still viral at the funeral of Deep Sidhu, what was being chanted and what kind of flags were being put out. Ramnik Man. Jitendra ji, coming to you after this.
Yeah, Anand, I think, Anand, good evening. And let me assure you that nipping in the bud has gone far back. He's now becoming a demagogue, is now becoming a monster. Nipping in the bud is an old story now. That didn't happen. And the government of the day in Punjab didn't do anything. And they're still not doing anything. Well, the gentleman speaking before me was talking about the ethics of Sikhi. That is about Sanji Valta and Sarbat da Pala. When you start talking about isolation, when you start to talk about balkanization of India, division of India, when you talk about the Sikhs are, slaves, that's what, they Sikh Ghulam hai. Hindustan de vich, Bharat de vich Sikh Ghulam hai. That's what he says. He's being an anarchist, he's being an alarmist, he's being somebody who's, I would say, instigator in chief, who's instigating Sikh youth. I don't say कि उन्हें जे 3000 लोगों ਨੂੰ जे प्राणियों ਨੂੰ अमृत छकाया, all of them are going to get radicalized. But I mean, that is one garb he works under. His garb is कि जी तुसी सिक्खी फैलाउणी है, तुसी देखो whatever issues he's raising are very well researched. And whatever he says is very well rehearsed. ये दोनों गल्लां ने research ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ, that is, I can assure you, when he was in, and I have brought this up at relevant points, when he was in Dubai, he used to work with a lot of Pakistanis in the transport business. He had drivers who were Pakistani origin, he had partners who were Pakistani origin, and his links with known Pakistani ISI sources are known, not just to me, you, the general public, but also to the agencies. But my point is, my problem is with the government of Punjab, the law and order situation, it's a state subject, and the government of Punjab is allowing somebody to, bring about slogans which are separatist in nature, talking about Sikhs being slaves, talking about division and balkanization of India. Why are they allowing this?
No,
and Sethi Saab said कि जी हम कार्रवाई कर रहे हैं, कार्रवाई सर प्लीज एक, ही सेड हम कार्रवाई कर रहे हैं, नजर रखी हुई है, आपने नजर नहीं रखी जी, आप उसको प्रोत्साहन दे रहे हैं, कार्रवाई आपने एक नहीं की, आप मुझे एक कार्रवाई बता दो। वो खुले में कह रहा है, यू गो मर्डर पीपल एंड टेल देम दैट मैंने बोला मारने के लिए। आपने क्या कार्रवाई की? क्या कार्रवाई की? दे गॉट डन नथिंग। भगवान, अरविंद, राघव एंड देयर लाइक्स, they're all minting money. They are milking Punjab dry,
sir,
and that's what they're doing. They're not concerned about
the allegations, the political.
Sir, एक मिनट, Anand, just 5 more seconds, Anand. Anand, this is very painful for me, but Anand, please allow me to speak. 5 more seconds. जी. ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਪਾਲ ਦੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ, ਇਹਨੇ ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ, ਇਹਨੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਮਰਾਉਣੇ ਆ. He will bring to a point where our youth will be killed. ਉਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਮਰਾਊਗਾ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਮਰੇ ਹੈ ਨਾ. He is again putting us to the same path. And I am again telling you, he is becoming a monster. Nip him now. Abhi bhi uska kuch ilaj kar lo. This is high time.
No, his intent,
once he gets out of this, he's getting a authentication from people.
Well, I'm just
Anand,
saying,
इसको authentication मिल रही है लोगों से.
Sir,
लोग अपने बच्चों को लेके जाते हैं कि
that is the reason why this is now. That is the reason why we have brought this up on a national channel and on a show like the Right Stand at 8 p.m. So that the country understands this.
Thank you.
My point is, Parvinder ji, please respond and then I'll go to Jitendra ji.
Nobody dare do this. Thank you.
Parvinder जी रिस्पॉन्ड कि इसको खुली छूट दे। आप बताइए जिस स्टेट का चीफ मिनिस्टर भगवंत मान है, वहाँ सिख गुलाम है बोलने वाला जो बंदा है, उसको कैसे खुली छूट दी जा रही है? उस पर आप क्या नजर रख रहे हैं? वो ये कह रहा है कि जाके गला काट दो और मेरा नाम ले लो। These are points raised by Ramneek Maan. Please tell me. परविंदर जी।
नहीं, मैं देखिए, जिस प्रकार रमनीक मान जी मुझे कह रहे हैं, मैं गवर्नमेंट में नहीं हूं, मैं ऑथराइज नहीं हूं, लेकिन मैं ये कह रहा हूं कि इस तरह की जो चालें चाहे पाकिस्तान कर रहा है, चाहे पंजाब के अंदर जो लोग कर रहे हैं, उनको बर्दाश्त नहीं किया जाएगा। लेकिन ये पहले भी सिमरनजीत सिंह मान के भी इस तरह के बयान आते रहे हैं, पहले सरकारों में भी आते रहे हैं। ये परंपरा चली आ रही है, इसके ऊपर एक्शन होना चाहिए, चाहे पंजाब की सरकार है, चाहे देश की सरकार है। नहीं,
सर, आप इनएक्शन, इनकॉम्पिटेंस और कंप्लायंस,
एक्शन ले सकते हैं।
को इनकरेज कर रहे हो, आप डिफेंड कर रहे हो, आप डिफेंड कर रहे हो।
ही इज आल्सो,
देखिए कर रहा, मैं किसी चीज को मेरे लिए पहले देश है, मेरे लिए पहले पंजाब है, मेरे लिए पहले देश है, पहले पंजाब है।
बोला कार्रवाई करी, आप बताओ।
मैं किसी भी इस
नहीं
तरह
सर, आप दिल्ली में रहते हो, यू डोंट नो आवर पेन।
नहीं करता
सेठी साहब, यू लिव इन दिल्ली, यू डोंट नो आवर पेन। सर, यू लिव इन दिल्ली, यू डोंट नो आवर पेन।
सर, मैं
आप नहीं डिफेंड करोगे।
देखिए अभी ये खबर, सेठी जी यहाँ तक कि
एजेंसियां, यहाँ तक
सर देखिए, हम पंजाब में ऐसे माहौल में बात कर रहे हैं जहाँ पे तरन तारण में एक पुलिस स्टेशन पे रॉकेट लॉन्चर चलता है, वहाँ की इंटेलिजेंस की हेडक्वार्टर्स पे रॉकेट लॉन्चर चलता है। ऐसे माहौल में बात कर रहे हैं जहां कोई भी अगर अमृतपाल सिंह या इनके खिलाफ बात करता है, खालिस्तानियों के खिलाफ बात करता है, उनके पर अटैक हो जाता है या वो मार्क्ड होते हैं, उनको धमकियां मिलने लगती है। ये ग्राउंड पे माहौल है। दिस इज अ रियलिटी सर, दिस इज अ रियलिटी। आई एम नॉट मेकिंग थिंग्स अप and there are 100 people who will back me up on these with proof, sir. That's why I'm saying Jitendra Ojha ji, yes, RP Singh ji 30 seconds and then Jitendra Ojha ji, he's been patient, he's not spoken in 19 minutes. Jitendra ji, just give me just allow 30 seconds to RP Singh and then I'll come to you. Yes, RP Singh.
Sethi Sahab, problem with the Punjab government is that they have taken support of gangsters, I'm sorry to say that, and all the radical elements to form the government. And I'll give you one example. Kultar Singh, your speaker of the assembly, went and met Harjeet Singh Bajwa, a stamped Khalistani in Canada, had lunch or probably dinner with him and was felicitated by Khalistani. So we can understand that your people are doing a payback time to all such elements. And then again, Center has already issued you advisory. Center has already raised concern. I know for sure MH has raised concern with the state government that please check him.
देखिए ये raise concern politics में people who claim to be कट्टर ईमानदार and कट्टर देशभक्त, if their leaders and elected members in the with Punjab Vidhan Sabha are sitting and hobnobbing and breaking bread with Khalistanis, we have a serious problem, sir. We have a serious problem, and then we cannot afford youth to be misguided under the garb of reviving Sikhi or trying to bring back pride into Sikhi into this Khalistani agenda and secessionist agenda. Jitendra Ojha ji, this is your time now. Nobody will interrupt you. Please. Ji. Thank you for your
Anand, thank you very much for bringing this issue on national television. We were very disturbed to see this kind of videos which have been in circulation for quite some time. Let me tell you, this has nothing to do with Sikhism. We always considered Punjab is heart of India. This is not only a grain bowl, but some of the bravest people are there from Punjab, and they have been contributing to security of our country. So our enemy like Pakistan or Pak ISI or even their patron China, etc., they have been trying to create some turbulence over here. It's such a low-cost war. There are some lunatics almost in every community, but these lunatics are being sponsored, patronized, trained. And you see what is happening. It's our youth, our people who are being used to fight a war against our country. And who's going to suffer? Our people are going to suffer. Unfortunately, in Punjab, after KPS Gill, who created a massive machinery, very powerful machinery, only example where an insurgency, organized insurgency has been wiped out. After that, Punjab police has really nosedived their professionalism, their integrity levels, and somehow they are very disturbing news we are getting about Punjab police, not from media and other channels, but from sections of police officers over there. So there's a very serious problem. There's a serious problem of governance. subversion of institutions, and that kind of thing. Organized crime and this kind of insurgency goes hand in hand. And there is absolutely no way that without patronage of political class, without patronage of police establishments, this kind of subversion, this kind of thing can go on. Anand, it's a very serious matter. I would just say that government of India has to take a strong note of this and come out with something where we nip in the bud. And it's not sufficient that we take action within our country. I've always said, in insurgency and terrorism, we have to have our strategy and we have to destroy global infrastructure, not only here, but even in Dubai money laundering syndicates. And a lot of third countries which appear to be impartial, which appear to be innocuous, and even over there, these kind of groups have been flourishing. So definitely we have to have a global and proactive strategy, and we have to tell our politicians that, look, this is something which threatens the integrity of the largest democracy of the world, and our strong governance is important not only for us, but we are also responsible for providing
I'm very
stability
surprised.
and security in this region.
I'm very surprised that our panelists want the center to do something, but there is no confidence in the state government to act on it. And the state government is being held beholden to these elements. GBS Sidhu in Khalistan conspiracy said that the last time around we saw insurgency, militancy and the events unfold through the 80s, 70s and the 80s in Punjab, it was a political conspiracy. Is there a political conspiracy that is there underneath all of this that is allowing Amritpal Singh and the likes wings? We have a serious concern, ladies and gentlemen, because Bharat cannot afford yet another round of what we saw in the 70s and the 80s. We cannot afford that, and we need to protect Sikhi from these kind of elements who are using Sikhi, using the Khalsa Panth over unfairly and for their to their undue devious means. I thank all our panelists. We're going to take a very short break. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not all doom and gloom. While there are concerns that we need to address, there are also reasons to cheer. It's the right note. On the other side, with a youngster who's just all of 27 years old, but he's put India on the global map not once, twice, multiple times. With control, with you, and with more than 350 songs under his belt, all of just 27 years old. It's a fantastic conversation with Armaan Malik. Do stay with us.
जो यहाँ के जो लोग हैं बाशिंदे हैं उन्हें आ रही है, क्योंकि शुष्क ठंड के चलते जो लोग यहाँ पर जो है सर्दी जुकाम की जो काफी शिकायतें आ रही है, और जो खासकर यहाँ के जो अस्पताल है वहां पर जो मरीजों की जो काफी ज्यादा लंबी लाइनें देखने को मिल रही है। और इसके साथ ही जिस तरफ जो न्यू ईयर भी है, और ऐसे में न्यू ईयर को लेकर जो काफी सारे पर्यटक जो है कुल्लू मनाली का रुख कर रहे हैं, और ऐसे में सभी को उम्मीद है कि जल्द से जल्द जो घाटी में बर्फबारी हो। लेकिन जिस तरह मौसम बिल्कुल शुष्क बना हुआ है, तो ऐसे में कहीं ना कहीं उन्हें भी कुछ निराशा है। लेकिन सबसे बड़ी जो दिक्कत यहाँ पे आ रही है वो जो है इस ठंड के कारण जो है सबसे बड़ी दिक्कत ये है कि इससे जो है जिसे हिमाचल जो फलों के लिए भी जाना जाता है, खासकर सेब के लिए, तो उस सेब की फसल पर भी जो है इसका यहाँ पर जो असर साफ देखा जा रहा है, क्योंकि बर्फ ना होने के कारण जो है चीलिंग आवर जो होते हैं सेब के लिए वो जो यहाँ पर पूरे नहीं हो पा रहे हैं। वो भी एक सबसे बड़ी दिक्कत। और यदि इस बार जो है बर्फबारी यदि कम मात्रा में होती तो इसका सीधा असर जो आगे आने वाले गर्मियों के दिनों में जो देखने को मिलेगा, क्योंकि जितनी कम बर्फबारी जो है पहाड़ों पर होगी उससे जो है पानी का संकट भी यहाँ पर जो है खड़ा हो सकता है। ऐसे में सभी ये उम्मीद कर रहे हैं कि जल्द से जल्द जो है बर्फबारी हो, और उसके जो है यहाँ के जो यहाँ की जो टूरिज्म है उसके साथ जो यहाँ की फसलें हैं उसे उसका जो फायदा जो है इन चीजों को भी यहाँ पर जो मिल सके। लेकिन बात में अभी ठंड की भी करूं तो ठंड का जो है लगातार कहर यहाँ पे जारी है। सुबह और शाम के समय जो है तापमान में खासी गिरावट यहाँ पर देखी जा रही है। हालांकि दोपहर के समय जो मौसम साफ है, जिस तरह आप मेरे पीछे ठीक तस्वीरों में देखते हैं इसमें कि मौसम बिल्कुल साफ है और धूप जो पहाड़ों पे खिल चुकी है। तो आप इससे अंदेशा लगा सकते हैं कि इस तरह जो मौसम यहाँ पे चल रहा है। दोपहर के समय जो तापमान में जो बढ़ोतरी बेशक यहाँ पे देखी जा रही है, तो दोपहर का जो तापमान है वो 15 से 20 डिग्री के करीब जो यहाँ पे पहुंच रहा है। लेकिन जो सुबह और शाम का तापमान है उसमें जो है यहाँ पर खासी गिरावट देखी जा रही है। और मनाली में जिस तरह मैं बात कर रहा हूँ कि मनाली में 5 डिग्री का जो है आज का न्यूनतम तापमान जो यहाँ पर जो अभी का दर्ज किया गया, और इसके साथ ही लाहौल स्पीति में -15 से 20 डिग्री का तापमान वो जो है वहां पर जो दर्ज किया गया। तो इससे आप अंदेशा लगा सकते हैं कि किस तरह सुबह और शाम के समय जो किस तरह जो यहाँ पर जो लगातार जो ठंड पड़ती जा रही है। जी
सचिन जी, शुक्रिया हमें वो डिटेल्स देने के लिए और वो विजुअल्स दिखाने के लिए। आई एम आल्सो गोइंग टू बी क्रॉसिंग ओवर टू Shireen, to CNN News 18 Shireen Elizabeth, who's also joining us live from Delhi. Shireen, tell us where you are, tell us about the conditions there, because what the IMD has predicted is dense to very dense fog. Tell us more about the situation around you.
Well, today it is in fact much better than what the situation in past 2 days were. There is no much fog here. You can clearly see from here where I am standing at Vijay Chowk. The Rashtrapati Bhavan is in fact visible. There is a bit of fog here. For the past 2 days, we have seen how the temperature was about 5 degree to yesterday it was 7 degree, but today right now it is about 10 degree and the sun is also out. So comparatively to the last 2 days, the situation in the national capital is much better. Though the IMD has predicted that the fog will last for about 48 hours. Today as well was supposed to be foggy, but the situation on ground looks much better though.
Welcome back. The national capital continues to shiver as minimum temperatures fell below what hill stations like Dehradun, Dharamshala and Nainital usually experience. Now, Delhi recorded a minimum temperature of 5.6 degrees yesterday, which is a notch below normal, whereas Dehradun recorded 7 degrees, Dharamshala recorded 6.2 degrees and Nainital recorded 7.2 degrees Celsius. Now, the Indian Meteorological Department has predicted cold to severe cold conditions for parts of North India over the next 2 days. The Weather Department has also said that parts of Uttarakhand, Delhi, Chandigarh, Haryana, Punjab and western Rajasthan will continue to experience dense to very dense fog.
ठंड बहुत पड़ रही है साहब। ठंड का मान है, देखो हाथ की कांकरी हो रही है। ठंड काम भी कोई कर सका। ठंड का मान है, बहुत ज़्यादा ठंड पड़ रही है। सुबह पावड़ जम गया है और ठंड का मान फसल भी खराब हो रही है साहब।
हाँ, अपनी होटल है सर्किल पर, तो बाहर देखो ठंड को मौसम हो रहा है ज़्यादा, मैं के कारण टरकाला बस वाला रुककर चाय पानी पीवे।
थोड़ी सी फसलां में नुकसान है। सुबह कोहरा छाया हुआ रहता है और हमारी फसल पर बर्फ़ सी जमी होती है। सुबह सुबह फसल का बहुत ही नुकसान होता है।
I'm crossing over to News 18, Sachin, who is joining us live from Manali. Sachin, आप मौसम और तापमान के बारे में और बता सकते हैं?
जी हाँ, देखिए अगर मैं बात करूं इसमें हिमाचल प्रदेश और खासकर कुल्लू मनाली के मौसम की, तो यहाँ पर जो इसमें लगातार जो ठंड का प्रकोप लगातार जारी है। जिस तरह अगर मैं बात करूं अभी के तापमान की, अगर मैं बात करूं मनाली के, तो आज का जो न्यूनतम तापमान है वो -5 डिग्री के करीब जो है मनाली का तापमान यहाँ पर जो है दर्ज किया गया। हालांकि जिस तरह लंबे अरसे से यहाँ पर जो इस बार बर्फबारी नहीं हुई, लेकिन बीते 2 दिन पहले जो मनाली के ऊपरी क्षेत्रों में जो बर्फबारी हुई थी, उसके कारण जो एक घाटी में ठंड काफी ज्यादा बढ़ चुकी है और ऐसे में शुष्क ठंड इसमें काफी ज्यादा, और इससे ठंड से बचने के लिए लोग यहाँ पर जो है गर्म कपड़ों सहित जो अलाव का सहारा यहाँ पर लेते हुए नजर आ रहे हैं। हालांकि इस बार जो है जिस तरह जो एक उम्मीद होती थी बर्फबारी की, वो यहाँ पर नहीं होने के कारण भी इस बार जो है लगातार ठंड बढ़ती जा रही है और आने वाले दिनों में ये अंदेशा जताया जा रहा है कि यदि जल्द से जल्द घाटी में यहाँ पे बर्फबारी नहीं होती तो उससे कहीं ना कहीं और ज्यादा ठंड यहाँ पर जो है बढ़ सकती है। इसके साथ ही अगर मैं बात करूं हिमाचल प्रदेश की जो जिला लाहौल स्पीति है, जिसे जो है कोल्ड रेगिस्तान के नाम से भी जाना जाता है, वहां पर भी जो है तापमान जो है -15 डिग्री के करीब जो वहां पर जो पहुंच चुका, और इसके साथ ही जो बहने वाले नदी नाले और झरने हैं वो भी वहां पर जो है जमने आरंभ हो चुके हैं। इसके साथ ही अगर मैं बात करूं जिस तरह जो ये मौसम लगातार जो यहाँ पर बिल्कुल शुष्क बना हुआ है, ऐसे में सबसे ज्यादा दिक्कत जो यहाँ के जो लोग हैं, बाशिंदे हैं, उन्हें आ रही है, क्योंकि शुष्क ठंड के चलते जो लोग यहाँ पर जो है सर्दी जुकाम की जो काफी शिकायतें आ रही है, और जो खासकर यहाँ के जो अस्पताल है वहां पर जो मरीजों की जो काफी ज्यादा लंबी लाइनें देखने को मिल रही है। और इसके साथ ही जिस तरह जो न्यू ईयर भी है, और ऐसे में न्यू ईयर को लेकर जो काफी सारे पर्यटक जो है कुल्लू मनाली का रुख कर रहे हैं, और ऐसे में सभी को उम्मीद है कि जल्द से जल्द जो घाटी में बर्फबारी हो। लेकिन जिस तरह मौसम बिल्कुल शुष्क बना हुआ है, तो ऐसे में कहीं ना कहीं उन्हें भी कुछ निराशा है। लेकिन सबसे बड़ी जो दिक्कत यहाँ पे आ रही है वो जो है इस ठंड के कारण जो है सबसे बड़ी दिक्कत ये है कि इससे जो है जिसे हिमाचल जो फलों के लिए भी जाना जाता है, खासकर सेब के लिए, तो उस सेब की फसल पर भी जो है इसका यहाँ पर जो असर साफ देखा जा रहा है, क्योंकि बर्फ ना होने के कारण जो है चीलिंग आवर जो होते हैं सेब के लिए वो जो यहाँ पर पूरे नहीं हो पा रहे हैं, वो भी एक सबसे बड़ी दिक्कत। और यदि इस बार जो है बर्फबारी यदि कम मात्रा में होती तो इसका सीधा असर जो आगे आने वाले गर्मियों के दिनों में जो देखने को मिलेगा, क्योंकि जितनी कम बर्फबारी जो है पहाड़ों पर होगी उससे जो है पानी का संकट भी यहाँ पर जो है खड़ा हो सकता है। ऐसे में सभी ये उम्मीद कर रहे हैं कि जल्द से जल्द जो है बर्फबारी हो और उसके जो
Namaste and Jai Hind, ladies and gentlemen. The setting may look very formal, but the conversation is very close to my heart because we're going to talk music, and talk music with somebody who's taking Indian music and of course India onto the international scene, and he's just all of 27 years old. So Armaan Malik, namaste and congratulations on
Namaste.
on yet another fantastic feat, Best of India act MTV Europe Awards, and I think it's the second time you're getting it.
This is the
2020
second
and now
time.
2020.
2020 and 2022. Yeah.
Wow, how does it feel? And this was what for you, the track, right?
Yes. Firstly, I just want to say that I'm really happy that we are doing this after long.
Yeah.
हम लोगों ने बहुत बातें की हैं, लेकिन बहुत time हो गया है उन बातों को. So I'm really excited to be here with you, talking and conversing. And yeah, coming to the award, MTV European Music Awards, I think it's a very prestigious award to have very early on in my career, especially when I just started my English pop music in 2020. Little did I expect that the first song would get the MTV award, and then now I'm on my almost 6th single now, You, and that has received an award as well. So it's a beautiful feeling to know that what I'm putting out there, the kind of music that I'm doing as an Indian artist, is being appreciated and recognized at a global level.
I think we spoke during lockdown is when we spoke, and before you were there on Madison Square.
At Times Square.
Yeah, Times Square. Yeah, Times Square. That thing, whole big thing had happened, and I know I had a friend of mine who's with Spotify, and he turned around and he said, "Listen, this has happened. Can you see this?" And somebody else from the US sent me, so, Armaan is there, all that. How was that feeling at that time? And that was during Control, right?
That was Control. Control was the first song that I put out, and it's unreal, because I was in New York like 2 weeks prior to that happening. But COVID and everything had already taken over the planet, and there was a global lockdown that had happened, and suddenly New York City, which is known to be super buzzing, especially at Times Square, was completely empty. And for me, I missed, that was a big moment for me. I wanted to be there while it's there on Times Square. But it's not just once, I've come there almost now thrice on Times Square. So I've been lucky, and I've not seen it in person, but I think it was a huge moment when it happened. Right in 2020, and I took it like that silver lining in like such a dark time that we were all going through.
Correct.
So song came out on 20th of March, and around 24th or 25th, I think I was on Times Square, and also the lockdown had happened. So I kind of feel like it was a silver lining in all this dark craziness that was happening, and it was a shining moment for Indian artists. I never take that as a personal achievement. I don't know why. It's just always makes me feel very, very proud of the fact that, wow, there's an Indian face and an Indian name out there on Times Square for the very first time, representing what an Indian artist could be.
Did music scene evolve during the lockdown? Did musicians, how did the scene change? I want to understand that, because I see a lot of artists now moving into the digital world. They're doing a lot of work on YouTube, on Insta, they're doing performances there. Gone is the thing that you want to actively promote, like on an offline medium. Has it all moved online? Is it a different world there?
100%. I think going forward, everything is going to be digital. I saw it happening right in the lockdown, the 2 years that we spent at home. Right from doing interviews on Zoom and doing multiple conversations online. I realized that slowly, everyone is going to shift to this medium, which is digital. And once the lockdown got lifted, I didn't see anyone's urgency to actually do an interview in person. Like, I was like, okay, so are we doing this in person now that lockdown's lifted? Like, no, we can do it over Zoom, because everyone is so used to the fact that we can get work done right from our homes and we don't need to go anywhere physically. I think it transformed the entertainment industry in a way where live shows became digital performances. Short video content started becoming very popular, like 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute. That kind of changed the landscape of the music industry in a way where हम पहले 3 अंतरे बनाते थे, 2 अंतरे बनाते थे, फिर एक अंतरे पे आ गई बात. अभी एक अंतरा भी मुश्किल से बनता है.
अब वो कह रहे 3 मिनट का गाना कर दो बस, उससे ज़्यादा नहीं चाहिए.
Yeah, because apparently algorithmically, your first 15 seconds of your song has to grab
the person.
Grab the person. Be it a video content or an audio content.
Do you still feel melody still retains the core of any?
100%.
So if there's no melody, then the song's not happening, right?
I feel as much as a great beat that you make or some really funky lyrics that you put, I think at the core of a song, it's the melody that really works. Even if you see today, like I would sing Lag Ja Gale at a concert. There's very clear example where at my concert there are 13-year-olds, there are 30-year-olds as well, and there are obviously senior citizens as well. But I'm seeing young kids sing along to Lag Ja Gale also at a concert.
Because that melody stays with them.
It's just either it's been passed on by their parents while listening to it at home, or they've heard it. But it's a forever song. It's a song that will echo till eternity. There's only one reason, because the melody is so lingering. It's something that will stay with generations.
Then I'll make you sing your song.
Okay. Lag ja gale ke phir हंसी रात हो ना हो, शायद फिर इस जन्म में मुलाकात हो ना हो, लग जा गले से
क्या बात है यार, मजा आ गया. And one thing is that compared to your previous single, with you also made the Hindi version called Tu.
Yes.
तो दोनों सुना दो.
दोनों का हाइब्रिड सुनाना पड़ेगा. All my friends talk about the night we met. Can't remember what I said, but I bet it wasn't cool. I was close to death with you in that perfect dress, knowing that it's hard or head and breaking all the rules. जो किसी का हुआ ना तेरा हो गया, तू हर बहाना मेरा हो गया, तेरे सिवा एक पल भी किसी को ना तू. All I do is think about you. सब मिल गया जब से मिला तू. All I do is think about क्या होता मेरा जो ना होता मेरे साथ तू. So all I do is think about you.
क्या बात है, super, brilliant. Do you think that a lot of what is working in the West is also now being has become mainstream in India, or is there a difference?
I think there is a difference also, but what I've seen with me especially, there's a unique thing that's happened. This is the first time I did a Hindi version of an English song.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's worked wonderfully. It's I think one of my biggest songs this year that I've put out, and it just gave me an insight into what people want to listen to, and that's a mashup of Hindi and English is something that they are really keen on, like singing back.
Correct.
Be it to their lovers, or be it to people that they really love, be it their pets or whatever. I saw like videos of people going crazy with the song.
With their pets.
And just like with their pets, and with some of them are doing what they love, like painting and putting the song. So
you're going to do an Insta reel with Little Lion?
With my handsome, I actually put out a reel with him. And he gets a lot of love, more love than me online. But yeah, I have to say that it's a very unique thing when I've mixed this English-Hindi thing. And it's not like it's too English or too Hindi. There's this perfect mix of both of it happening. And people have responded to it really well.
Idea किसका था?
Idea, actually इतना मैंने इसका एक हिंदी version ऐसे ही randomly बनाया था. And
लिखा किसने था?
This was written by Kunal Verma. I called him once and once to my studio and I said कि यार ये गाना है you. Do you think we can? मुझे लग रहा है scope है कि यार इसका एक हिंदी version बन सकता है. But I want to retain all I do is think about you. मुझे वो line फिर भी English में ही चाहिए.
Because that's the hook line. No?
Because that's the hook line. I don't want to. So I don't want to change that. इसके इर्द गिर्द हम हिंदी कैसे बना सकते हैं? So he immediately came up with a line. I said it has to be so simple कि यार कोई भी गा सकता है. So all I do is think about you. सब मिल गया जब से मिला तू. It's see, there's no शायरी happening here.
Correct.
There is no deep thinking happening. It's just a very simple emotion that tugs at your heartstrings.
And meter पे fit बैठता है.
Yes. All I do is think about you. सब मिल गया जब से मिला तू. And क्या होता मेरा जो ना होता मेरे साथ तू. all I do is think about you. So I think it just became, I would say, a love anthem of sorts for anyone that you love or anything that you love. And I think that's where it hit the right spot.
No, absolutely. Because certain things, certain tunes are very simple.
Yeah.
You don't think they're going to go so big, but they just connect because it's simple.
I feel, you know, that's something my brother follows actually. Amal, मुझे वो मैं ना उसके जब भी गाने गाता हूँ तो थोड़े एक्स्ट्रा मूर्खी हरकत यहाँ पे करते रहता हूँ, वो मुझे रोकता है. He tells me, no, I want you to sing it as a normal person who's not a singer would sing it. Don't do these extra
keep
notes.
it simple.
So keep it as simple as possible because that's when it'll hit people. I feel that, you know, both us brothers, when we come together, there's some magic.
होता है.
Some एक magic एक कुछ है. Pick up any song of ours, be it मैं रहूं या ना रहूं, और बोल दो ना जरा.
That was beautiful.
There's Saw Asman.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of songs that both Amal and I, Chale Aana also, there's a song from De De Pyar De which got a lot of love. So when
the first one also, मैं हूँ
हीरो तेरा.
Yeah. So I want to go back to that, but before that I want to ask you, between the two of you, who's a better composer?
He, for sure.
Who's a better singer?
Me, for sure. वो हम लोग, we both know what our strong points are. I am definitely, you know, the singer of the family. He is the composer of the family. But he has started singing in the last few years and put out singles, which I'm really proud of. And I have started composing in my English pop singles and, you know, songwriting. So he's very proud of me, the way I'm doing stuff.
So, but you guys share tunes? Do you bounce it off him? Bounce it off your dad?
100%. It's a very collaborative process at home. And I think that's the best thing that I could have asked for, because if there's any idea, I can easily run it by Amal or Dad, and I'll get like a very honest
do Dad's
feedback.
Arrangement skills come into play? He's
Dad
a fantastic arranger, no?
So I'll tell you a story. There's a song called Chale Aana from De De Pyar De, which is one of mine and Amal's biggest songs lately.
What is the song? The song?
जुदा हम हो गए माना मगर ये जान लो जाना कभी मैं याद आऊं तो चले आना. So this is a song that did really well for us.
गवाने का बहाना था मुझे.
And इसका जो एक process था, so Dad and Amal actually sat down together and he told Dad कि यार I need you to help me arrange this song, because Dad has arranged so many songs, be it even from Thoda Sa Pyar Hua Hai. That is his own song. So that was such a massive orchestral arrangement, and till date it sounds like so, you know, euphoric. So we got Dad on board. Dad was the consultant on the project, and he literally, like, you know, put the whole arrangement together. In terms of the rhythms, in terms of the strings, and Amal and him collaborated on that. I think that's the beauty of having musicians in the family. You know?
That does also gets a little bit of the retro element in.
100%, and that was उस गाने में वो ठेका था. So we were like, we need Dad's magic on this. It's not a out and out 2022 sound or a modern sound. We need that little old school, old world charm, and I think that Dad brings that, yet keeps that modernity, because even when he was doing his you know, music for movies, if you pick up a few of his productions, they were quite modern for that time.
Correct.
So I think that has helped him. Even today, he sends me a hip hop song. Like just yesterday, he sent me, like, listen to the beats of this. Like, no one would ever feel like, you know, my father would send me that. You would expect कि यार वो गजल भेजेंगे या कुछ, but
कोई पुरानी नज़म, कोई और composition भेजेंगे, बोला ऐसा कुछ बनाओ.
He's always a forward thinker. He's always thought what will work today, what's going to work in today's soundscape, and I think that's the beauty of, you know, having him and Amal both in the same house, and we keep collaborating.
So is there a song which you feel कि अमाल को मुझसे गवाना चाहिए था पर किसी और से गवाया?
एक दो ऐसे गाने थे.
कौन सा गाना?
There was a song रोके ना रुके नैना. From Badri Ki Dulhaniya. Roke Na Ruke Naina. Yeah.
Isn't that the song?
Yeah, that's the song. So I wish I would have sung that. But Arijit has killed it. And I was there for the recording also. But हाँ, वो एक है कि यार मैं
It's there in a bucket list, no? To sing a duet with Arijit?
Yes, it is.
हो गया?
He messaged me, he called me actually a few weeks back. And he was like, कुछ करते ना? And I was like, 100% मैं तो रुक ही रहा था इस signal के लिए. So yeah, I think it's about the right time to collaborate and do something, and he is very keen to do something with me and Amal.
So let me ask you, now that Arijit, you said Arijit has reached out saying कुछ करते हैं. What would you like to do?
It's a very unique question. I've never heard him do a pop song ever. Like imagine something like a You, but with Arijit and me.
Oh, I'm going to look forward to that. Okay. Now, coming back to Sun Mahi.
Sun Mahi.
Sun Mahi. Now, this happened just about 2-3 weeks back, right?
It released on 1st of December.
Ah.
It's been 3 weeks now since the release and it's just getting phenomenal love from all.
I love that.
He's on a mission.
You've acted in that also. You've tried to play in the music video. So actor, voiceover artist, composer, you play the guitar, you play the piano, right? But out of all of this, what's your favorite before I make you sing? You still want to be a vocalist at heart?
I've always been a vocalist. At heart, being a vocalist, being a performer has been my biggest high. But obviously, in the ecosystem of being a creator, there's always, there's different hats that you have to don. Be it composing, be it writing, be it being in front of the camera. And I started enjoying that more and more over the years. Pehle I was very reluctant to come in front of the camera. Now I'll really enjoy it and I wait for a chance when I can do a video. So in the last few years, all my singles have had me in the video. And it's also from a perspective that a lot of Indians don't know who their favorite singers are by face.
So you put a face to the voice also.
A lot of people abhi bhi are confused कि यार Armaan है कौन? They feel when they look at me, अरे आप तो बहुत यंग हो. हमने सोचा कि 40 साल का कोई आदमी रहेगा अरमान मलिक. I'm like, no, that is because that's the thing, in India people have never seen singers. They've never seen them visually. Obviously back in the day there were only 4 singers. There was Kishore Da, Mohammad Rafi Saab, Lata ji and Asha ji. Uske alawa there was Manade Saab and everyone, but like beyond these 4 people didn't really need to search for more and more singers. Today there are so many different singers, so many different voices. So it's
each album has about 5-6 singers, and sometimes the songs have got 5 or 6 singers.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
You don't even remember everybody's names.
So I think it's been for me in the last few years, it's West mein to people all the time are part of their music videos.
Correct.
But in India, at least in the last few years, I've made sure that whatever songs I'm putting out, I'm there in the videos so that people know this is Armaan Malik, this is his voice.
I've got 2-3 questions, but before that you've got to sing Sun Mahi.
Sun Mahi. Okay, cool. So Sun Mahi का एक बहुत unique जिस तरीके से इसे compose किया गया है. Amal has composed it, Kunal Verma has written it, and the chorus line is almost sung in one breath. So I have to do some breath work before I start. Okay. है मौसमों की अदाओं में तू, बहता है भीगी हवाओं में तू, दिन भर चले हैं ख्यालों में तू. सुन माही, सुन माही, है गुनगुनी सी सुबहों में तू, खामोशियों में सदाओं में तू, फैला है चारों दिशाओं में तू. सुन माही, सुन माही, ख्वाबों के किनारे मैं भी आऊं, तू भी आ रे, जी ले जिंदगी जरा सी थोड़े लम्हे गुजारे ना हो दुनिया की बातें हम दोनों और ये तारे. मैंने ढूंढा है सारा जहां तेरे जैसा कोई कहाँ रे. ख्वाबों के किनारे मैं भी आऊं, तू भी आ रे, जी ले जिंदगी जरा सी थोड़े लम्हे गुजारे ना हो दुनिया की बातें हम दोनों और ये तारे. मैंने ढूंढा है सारा जहां तेरे जैसा कोई कहाँ रे. सुन माही.
Lovely, lovely. A bit of breathless there because you got to do a long breath.
Oh, it's
but
very
I love
tough.
that falsetto.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. But एक बात बताओ, how many languages do you speak?
I sing around, I think 11 or 12.
11 or 12 languages you've sung in. But how did the Telugu scene happen? And I'll tell you what, I just didn't believe when I heard Buttapamma that you've sung Buttapamma. And then I said,
a lot of people still don't believe it.
Yeah, and this guy has sung so many other Telugu songs. He sung in Tamil also.
Yeah.
I said, how did that happen?
It's been silently happening parallel to my Bollywood career. People haven't paid attention to it because suddenly South movies and music have become big.
But you were quite big there, no?
I was already doing all these things in the last, say 5 to 6 years. And while I was singing the Bol Do Nazaras and the Main Rahu Ya Na Rahu, I was consistently singing in Telugu, Kannada, Tamil industries, and Malayalam as well, and Bengali also. A lot of different languages. But yeah, I think the South catalog, I've recently crossed 100 songs in South.
Wow.
Yeah, so
and overall you've sung what about?
overall around 350 songs.
350
around,
songs?
I think around 300, 350.
This guy's just 27 years old. 350 songs, 100 songs in multiple languages, real South language. Wow.
So yeah, I mean in Telugu, I have a soft corner for Kannada and Telugu. Telugu, obviously, it's very close to my heart because my mom is Telugu. So for me, it's always been ki yaar mom ke liye and my amama, who's my nani, that I have to make sure that I sing in Telugu industry so that they are happy. If I trace the origins of how I started singing in different languages, there's a very unique story about that. I was 8 years old and I was, doing ad dubbing, recording in Hindi. And they were doing languages that day. I think one of the voiceover artists didn't turn up, or something happened.
Dandi Mara.
So they asked me कि यार would you be down to doing ये जो तुमने किया है हिंदी में इसको तेलुगु कन्नड़ा में ट्राई करना चाहोगे? तो मैं बोला कि यार किया तो नहीं है पहले, but I'm game. For me, challenges were always like, bring it on, I don't mind trying it. So I got the script, and my thing is, my ear is very strong. So मैंने कुछ अगर pronunciation सुना है, I'll be able to replicate it very easily. So I did it, and they were like, wow, बाकी 4 languages भी आप करोगे? So I was like, हाँ ठीक है कर लेता हूँ मैं. My first song that I sang was in Kannada. And Sonu ji is a very, 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 very big singer in the Kannada industry. Yes. And I have been listening to his Kannada songs since like quite some time, and I have my favorites. So उसी movie का second part बन रहा था, and they were somewhere looking for a fresh voice that could, be in that ballad romantic space. They called me to sing that song, and the name of the song is Sariyagi.
I know.
That song was from a movie called Mungaru Male 2. And that
2015, 2016?
Around that time. That song became a rage. And that just catapulted me to another level in the Kannada industry.
So, बनता है
Sariyagi. चल. ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ನೆನಪಿದೆ ನನಗೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾರಣ ಕಿರುನಗೆ ಮನದ ಪ್ರತಿಗಲ್ಲಿಯೊಳಗು ನೆನದೇ ಮೆರವಣಿಗೆ ಕನಸಿನ ಕುಲುಮೆಗೆ ಉಸಿರನು ಊದುತ್ತಾ ಕಿಡಿ ಹಾರುವುದು ಎನ್ನು ಖಚಿತ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ನೆನಪಿದೆ ನನಗೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾರಣ ಕಿರುನಗೆ.
Brilliant. We've run out of time, but I have to get you to sing something in Telugu before we finish.
Okay.
So Kannada,
Botta Mamma.
Whatever you want to sing.
ఇంతకన్నా మంచి పోలికే ఇది నాకు తట్టలేదు గాని అమ్ము, ఈ లవ్ అనేది బబ్లు గమ్ము, అంటుకున్నదంటే పోదు నమ్ము, ముందు నుంచి అందరన్న మాటే గాని మళ్ళీ అంటున్నానే అమ్ము, ఇది చెప్పకుండా వచ్చే తుమ్ము, ప్రేమ నా పాలేవు నన్ను నమ్ము, ఎట్టగానే ఎదురు చూపుకి తగినట్టుగా నువ్వు బదులు చెబితివే, అరే దేవుడా దేంతనేంత లోపటే పిల్లడాంట దగ్గరై నన్ను చేరదీసివే, బుట్ట బొమ్మ నన్ను చుట్టుకుంటివే, జిందగీకే అట్ట బొమ్మై జంట కట్టుకుంటివే.
Yeah, wow, that's phenomenal. And now you're singing ghazals also. So this is something which you've done for Sanjay Leela Bhansali.
Correct. And it's my very first collaboration with him. And as you know, Sanjay sir is like someone who's musically so inclined. All the albums of his movies have been phenomenal. Yes. This is the first album he has composed called Sukoon. And the first single of it, Ghalib Hona Hai, is one of the songs that I have sung on the album. There's also other songs sung by Shreya Ghoshal, Papon, Madhubanti Bakshi, and a lot of other amazing singers. Ghalib Hona Hai is very special to me because firstly, I love ghazals.
Correct.
But not a lot of people have heard me sing in ghazals.
Yeah.
Ishq te आँखों में लिखा.
क्या बात है. He's Armaan Malik on demand. You don't get him like that. I remember him at 2006 in Saregama Little Champs, if I remember correctly. I said, this guy is a spark. And that's when I realized that, Dabu and Jyoti are your parents, and they'll be so proud. They're so proud for what you've done. Continue to shine on like this.
Thank you so
Armaan,
much.
And Bharat ka parcham duniya mein lehrao bhai. That's what we want you to do. All the very, very best.
Thanks
Thank
a
you
lot.
so much.
Lovely
Thank you
speaking to you, and I hope to do more of this with you.
Looking forward anytime. Music anytime. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. You're watching Brass Tacks. I'm Shivani Gupta. The BJP versus Congress battle is escalating, centered around the Bharat Jodo Yatra and its central message. Today, Manishankar Iyer, senior Congress leader, alleged that it is in fact the BJP and the RSS which are doing tukde of India. New Congress chief Mallikarjun Kharge today alleged that Modi and RSS will remove democracy from the country and bring in a dictatorship if not stopped. BJP has hit back, calling this an insult on the public's mandate on India itself. Now, the big question we're asking today is this a new message from the Congress? It certainly is not. Then, will this line of attack work for the Congress party now, ahead of